Hey, what's going on guys? Cygnus here, and today we're going to be covering the process of gearing at max level for PvP in Dragonflight. This expansion has brought back something I wasn't sure I was going to enjoy, and that is PvP item level scaling. For example, if you hover over a piece of PvP gear, it shows that it increases item level to X in arenas and battlegrounds. Even though it only states that it's arenas and battlegrounds, it does this in all player versus player activity, including war mode. So open world PvP, if you charge somebody, your item level will instantly increase to whatever your PvP item level is, as shown right here. So far, I've been absolutely loving the gearing process this expansion because they've taken the concept of do said activity, get gear for said activity. If you just want a PvP, all you have to do is PvP. It's a novel concept that I can't believe they actually went back to. So, honor, conquest, bloody tokens, trophies of strife. What's the difference? If you hover over it, everything pretty much tells you, right? So honor, as the tooltip says, used to purchase unrated PvP gear equipment and to upgrade PvP equipment. Conquest, as the tooltip says, is earned from rated PvP activities and used to purchase rated PvP equipment. There is a cap on conquest gear each week. It goes up by 550 points. If you're just starting now, you can farm, for example, the cap for me is 5,200. If I started today and hit level 70, I could farm all 5,200 points today if I wanted to. It's a kind of a nice catch-up mechanic for people that haven't really, played at all or are just wanting to get into PvP. You're not set behind by like a weekly cap. One of the new currencies that were introduced was bloody tokens. This is obtained from bloody battles of the Dragon Isles. This is if you have world PvP enabled or from world PvP quests. You can use bloody tokens to purchase the newer world PvP gear that exists. Trophies of Strife are from weekly world PvP quests. They'll give you a weekly quest. Go and achieve 100 sparks of life. A spark of life is achieved every time you kill an enemy player in world PvP. These are used to upgrade the war mode gear that you can buy with the bloody tokens. So honor and conquest are achieved through doing all of these activities. You get a little bit of a bonus if you win each one, and sometimes it'll include some conquest, but most of the times it'll majorly give you honor. The main source of conquest is through rated activities. I've been enjoying solo shuffles lately. I just put that video up recently if you want to go enjoy some very low tier Arms Warrior solo shuffle. Those are the two ways that you mainly get honor and conquest gear. So as for gear types, if you're a fresh level 70, the first gear type that we're going to talk about is crafted PvP gear. For example, you can buy the trinkets, which scale up to 398 in arenas and battlegrounds. They're pretty expensive actually right now. So personally, I don't know if that would be the way to go, but your trinkets are the first thing that you're going to want to buy just because they give this crazy set bonus. The next two types of PvP gear obviously come from the honor and conquest quartermasters. So the honor stuff always scales up to 411. It is upgradable 5 times for PvE usage if you really want to do that, even though it's not usually that good for PvE, depending on your class, of course. The stuff you can buy from the vendors is all upgradable. It doesn't change the PvP eye level at all. So if you'll see here, I upgraded my Crimson Aspirants Medallion 5 out of 5 there. It's 366 in the overworld, but as soon as I go into PvP, it is 411 no matter what. So there's an example of it being upgraded 5 times, and here's an example of it being upgraded 1 time. Or not at all. It still goes to 411. It doesn't matter. None of the honor gear requires any rating to upgrade. So yeah, it's upgradable but unnecessary for PvP. Then if you hop to the Conquest Quartermaster, this stuff can be upgraded 9 times, has a standard overworld eye level of 382, and it goes up to 424 eye level in arenas or battlegrounds or world PvP. So I hit 1600 in solo shuffles, so I can upgrade this 5 out of 9 times to Challenger 2. It gives it a 395 eye level, but as you can see, the PvP eye level doesn't change at all. Lastly, I'm going to cover the world PvP stuff. This stuff all just costs bloody tokens, kind of like I've stated before. Can be upgraded twice, well technically only once, and this stuff goes to 408 when it's the blue item level stuff. You can either use your trophies of strife to upgrade these, and it takes a varying amount depending on the piece of gear. But as you can see, this cloak is also a Drake Breakers, which is the world PvP stuff. This one, however, when you upgrade it, it does increase the item level in PvP, but it only goes up to 421. So it's a little bit worse than your regular PvP gear, but it's still like 4 item level points. Depending on what stats you're going for your class, it'll just depend whether you want to use the Drake Breaker stuff or the Conquest gear. So the Conquest main set pieces also have a 6 set bonus possible. This stuff is pretty good for world PvP if you want. It does not, as of right now, it does not work in instance PvP. The 2 set, the 4 set, or the 6 set do not work, to my knowledge. If I'm incorrect or if that changes, please comment and let me know that I'm an idiot. There's also some other things you can buy with bloody tokens. Qualashi Wing Shredder is really nice to have if you like world PvP, because, you know, how do you dismount somebody on a dragon? What's nice about this, though, is you can dismount somebody midair, as well as using the Whirling Surge evades Wing Shredders. So you can use it to get away from somebody that is targeting you with a Wing Shredder, and it also dismounts enemy airborne players. There's also one other types of crafted gear. This is the Infurious stuff. So this also goes to 424. It's crafted. It requires these sparks of ingenuity in order to craft them, but those are all done through work orders, and I'm not really going to get into that at this time. So if you guys played Shadowlands, you'll know what the Great Vault is. This has 3 different channels for getting 1 random piece of gear every week. There's a catch with this, though. Some of the gear, and I don't know why they decided to implement this, but they did, and I'm not really mad about it. It's kind of cool. You can get tier gear that scales to PvP from the PvP channel in the vault. One of these 3 options right here can have an option to give you, like, for example, I got these gloves the first week, which was really cool. I was like, wow, all right. So now that the Creation Catalyst is out, you can do a weekly quest that'll come up from somebody in Valdrakken, but you have to unlock your Creation Catalyst first, and I'll go into that at another time. The Creation Catalyst is, if you're familiar with this from Shadowlands, it's kind of similar of an idea. Each week you can get one of the required Catalyst charges, allow you to change a piece of gear into PvE gear or tier gear. So for example, I have my PvP shoulders, my Crimson Gladiators plate spaulders. If I drop these in here, it'll transfer it to the Peaks of the Walking Mountain, which give haste and burst. So the stats will change because it'll change into whatever the tier set is, but sometimes it's good for you. And honestly, because of the tier set for warriors, I think it's a huge upgrade, even though it's haste and burst. At least it has versatility on it, right? So that is another way to get tier gear that scales in PvP. You can also turn world PvP gear in for this, as long as it is upgraded world PvP gear. So for example, these Drake Breakers leggings, 421 scaled. If I drop these in here, I can get stuff that also scales to 421. It carries over the same upgrade process. So for example, these the tier set, like I said, though, you can upgrade this up to 9 times depending on your PvP rating. So I think I've covered all the bases. If I missed anything, you guys, if there's anything you're confused about, feel free to comment down below, or hop in the Discord. I'm willing to chat with anybody all the time about WoW, about Classic, about twinking. I'm still doing that, by the way. Wrath 39s, baby. It's a lot of fun. If this video helped you out, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and consider supporting myself directly by becoming a member of the channel by clicking that join button down below. It's cheaper than a Twitch sub, and it helps support me directly. Anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.